Okay guys, here is the magic tool for doing rivets. That, believe it or not, is the tool. Okay, a little pin, has a nice little handle on it. See that? I don't know whether it's in focus or not, but you get the gist. So, what I have done is cheated like all heck. You put the pin in and you just break the skin. I start in the corner, you can hear the snap, and then I'll space it out a little bit to where it feels right, and just keep on going along. And you make a rivet line. And the same thing with this here too. Now, what you can do is, if you don't feel like you can keep a straight line, and I am just starting up this, once I get warmed up it's not too bad, but you can put a piece of board right across like this, and usually what I do is I'll put a starting hole over here as a rivet line, and then I just line it up between the two, and then using the edge of the cardboard just put the hole in and sort of eyeball it to make sure it feels like it's the same distance. I mean, you could measure it out if you want to. I haven't got the patience to do that, but I do like poking holes in airplanes, I guess. But there you go. You can see, hopefully you can see the rivet lines going along there, and optically they almost look like they come out the other way rather than going in. You can clear coat over top of them and you can fill them in a little bit. If you want to get a finer rivet hole, use a finer needle. You can make a bigger rivet hole with a thing if you really want to. If you've got a book that shows how the rivet lines actually went on the airplane, you'll see some places that it sort of crisscrosses, which is kind of cool too. I haven't done the fuselage yet, but I'm going to get into that. It probably took me an hour and a half to do the wings. So, and that was just starting off. Once I got the hang of it, it went pretty good. What you do is when you've got a panel like this panel, for an instance, you try to line up the rivets on the opposite side. Once you've got one line down there, it's actually pretty easy. You just drop it down to how far you want to put the rivet down, and you go like that, and just sort of, again, eyeball it so that the rivet looks like it lines up with the other one on the opposite side. Once you got the one line down, it's pretty quick because you just line it up, and there you go. And that's my riveting tool. Anybody wants to buy one off me, they're only 50 bucks. I'll sell it to you for half price. Let me know. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, that's what they look like. That's about as good a shot as I can get at it, but you can see the rivet holes are there. You can see how they line up and everything like that. I haven't done completely across that panel. You can do it into the black. You can kind of see them. You know, if you really want to do into the black, just so you know that they're there, that's fine too. I have done that on the wings, so, you know, up to an individual, but to me it looks so cool for such a cheap price. So give it a try, see what you think. Try on an old piece first, and if you like it, hey, free rivets. Now, smoking guns, as you can see, I do a nice little fade job as it goes back there. I'm going to try to set up, since I've got all my planes done, I'll see if I can set up a piece of cardboard and kind of give a demonstration on how that works. Okay, so I loaded up the spray gun, and we're going to try it on Old Crow's old wings here. I have some aluminum tape on underneath, so I'm thinking it's probably not going to show up too well. So I'll put some cardboard over top of it. That's about the best I can do. And we'll wait till the water stops running from upstairs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got this loaded with black paint. It's pretty thin. I'm not sure whether it's going to sit in the cardboard the same as it will on the wing, but we'll try it. So what I generally do is I aim it right across the gun. And as you can see, okay, that's basically what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do a little back further because I don't want a lot of paint coming out at first. So, and as you can see, not much came out, which is great, which is what we want. So let me see if I can grab this thing proper. There we go. Okay, so the secret is light layers. Now you don't want any further back than where you can see it there. Hopefully you can see it. But now I'm going to not go back so far, but I'm going to just build it up a bit. And I'm going to go around the gun side. Actually, that's working pretty good over that silver paint. Now, that tape seems to be binding to that paint pretty good, but you can see what I'm getting at. Now, it might look like it's heavy, but because the paint is thin, when it dries, it's going to look thinner. Thin layers, let it dry. Even if you got to take a hair dryer to it and dry it, you'll see that, oh, there isn't that much there. Not as much as I thought was there, but that's basically it. You start from the back, hold it up fairly high, just nicely touch the trigger, and just sort of work your way forward. Same thing here, I'll do it one more time. Hopefully this will stay in place. So, you see, I just nicely start to see a line coming. That's all I want. And then I'm going to go about halfway back. And I'm going to give it another squirt. And that's about as much as I want right there. See what I'm saying? It just will pull right along like that. Now when it dries, now unfortunately it's going to shift in the cardboard, but that's fine. When it dries, you'll see exactly what you got. If you don't like what you got, or you figure it should be a little darker, go at it again. If you're worried about shooting lines, hey, nobody says you can't put a piece of cardboard over like that to block the paint from going over any further. So that's basically it for doing guns. Generally, I just will go like that. Right across there, we got 3 done. And then I like the front of them pretty black, so I'll give them an extra little bit of squirt. And that's flat black, so it will dry flat. And it'll look like real smoke. That's what you want. That's the name of the game. What was that? 30 seconds worth of work? Gotta love it. Okay, so you can see on Old Crow's new wings, basically that's what I've done. You can see it fades nicely back. And then you flip the airplane over and you do basically the same thing along the bottom, and it gives you a pretty good effect. So that's the new wings on Old Crow, and that's what she looks like on the Flying Tiger. Same process, exactly the same. I don't know what more you'd want to do. It looks good. It's the same thing. You do the same thing with the exhaust smoke. You just lightly layer it back. You know, you don't want it as thick at the back of the plane as you do at the front, so you can go a little thicker. I went over the decals because it looks a little bit better. So process is the same. The realism is incredible. It just brings the plane alive. I also did the top, as you can see, not as much because I really didn't want to spray into the canopy or anything like that, which they would probably have filth in the canopy from those. But hey, you got to make sacrifices, right? So anyway, hope it helps.